You sure have come a long way, huh? I know I'm like a million times stronger than I was when this all began. Indeed, everyone's improved significantly since our first meeting. My data confirms that the entire group has shown marked improvement in both art usage and combat tactics. I wonder who's the strongest member of the group now. You're seriously asking me when you know full well it's me? It's utterly inconceivable that it's a normal civilian could become stronger than a crystal knight. You kids got a long way to go if you hope to come close to the generation gap with me. As a mechanoid, my combat specifications far exceed those of any human being. He's got a point. Kunze could just summon anything to his will because he's a robot. He's got like chainsaws probably somewhere in his programming and his coding. I'm sure I could take any one of you. Our bare hands are going to settle this a whole lot quicker than words will. I dare you to try pushing Kunzai and see what happens for the 5th time. Affirmative. Hisui's assertion is correct. Seriously? You want to face off here? Time and place are not relevant factors in this competition. You ordered this fight, Core. Now you gotta accept the delivery. Everyone get ready. We're doing this. Kunze probably knows that Hisui or Core is gonna try punching him and he's gonna they're gonna hurt their hands, so he's testing them. Rochambeau. Okay, whatever that means. Oh! It's just rock, paper, scissors in the Tales of Hearts universe. Oh, we're playing rock, paper, scissors? Wake the hell up, Core. We all agreed we settle this with our bare hands. Alright, everyone. That's a do-over. Bare hands. Yeah, dude. We gotta play the deadliest game of rock, paper, scissors. Oh, well. Core got rock. What a loser. Well, we may not know who's the strongest, but we sure know who's the weakest. Oh, man. You guys are way too good at this, man. This is, like, honestly how I feel about the characters. Again, I don't dislike Core, but Core's probably, like, of these characters on screen, it's either Core or Gaul. That's my least favorite of these characters. Barrel's obviously my least favorite, but of these 5, it's probably Core or Gaul. You're way too good at this. I hate to say it, Core, but you're way too... Yeah. Every one of us could see what you plan to throw written all over your face. On the other hand, that unflagging childlike honesty of yours is what compelled us to join your journey. Gee, Gaul. Indeed, despite having been driven by your artless leadership, this journey has proceeded reasonably well, considering. I've realized something. When I'm with you, I feel like it's okay for me to be artless sometimes as well. Gee, Shaw. It's hard to think of a dumber idea than trying to fight a Zerum the size of a moon. But if we didn't have an idiot like you to lead that charge, I'm sure as hell wouldn't have thought to do it. Gee, Hisui. Your consistent tendency to outperform my expectations make you anomalous even by Organican standards. Gee, Kunzite. All the best men are a little bit stupid, and the more friends a man has to endure his stupidity, the stronger he can become. Okay. It's the ladies who get the raw end of that deal. Poor Kohaku Nanes and Beryl and Lithia. I don't believe they have any such complaints. After all, they've remained with us this long. Affirmative. However, they may require special attention when our mission's concluded. Indeed, we owe them our gratitude for putting up with us for so long. Fair enough, but that'll have to wait till Creed's been put in the ground. Yeah, I feel everyone's passion for saving this world loud and clear. That must be thanks to our somatic bonds. No, it's more than that. All of us have changed for the better in ways that allow us to understand each other's feelings. And our somatic bonds merely serve as bolsters to those changes. Is that what you believe? I do. This is like one of the longest skits in this game. This is like one of the longest skits in Tales of, which isn't a bad thing. It's good. Man, when did everything get all weird in here? Enough of the warm and fuzzies. I want a rematch. What? Rock, paper, scissors again? Man up, Core, we're doing this. Yeah, Core Meteor does, right? Oh. Dude, why'd you choose Rock yet again? It's fate that Core's like the least interesting character of those 5. Maybe Gaul is, because, you know, they don't go deep on Gaul. Kunze could also crush their bones with one hand, so he wins. That's true. Also, Raptor, welcome to the stream. That is true. Kunze can take all of them because he's a robot. And who knows what he's hiding up his, hiding behind his sleeve or whatever. Shock therapy. You're pulling a mighty long face there, Wings. I appreciate your concern, but it's not necessary. I've simply had something on my mind. So you've been moping over it all day? You're a moody guy, Wings. I apologize if I've conceived you. Conceived you. You don't need to apologize to me. We're comrades. We're supposed to look after each other. I guess I can grok where that's coming from. Grok? Never seen that word in my life. If I'd been through what you have, I'd have a lot to be moody about too. It was my error of judgment that caused that fiasco. I can't just apologize my way out of it. So you messed up once or twice? Who cares? When you fail, it's your friend's job to cover you for your mistakes. Better to charge ahead without fear of failure than to stop and mope about every screw-up. A hell of a lot better. You're a young man, Wings. You got time to win back anything you could have possibly lost. So trust in yourself. Trust that you're right about everything. That's the attitude that works for you, Wings. I'll consider my options and act accordingly. Not gonna make it easy, are you, Wings? Shock therapy it is then. You and me outside 3 rounds, what do you say? I have long desired to match my skills against yours. There won't be much of that. Just me smacking that pent-up resentment out of you. I had no idea. So that's that. So how's that? That tight little knot inside of you finally unravel? Yeah, the light of truth has burned through the haze of around my heart. That's the spirit of Wings. I don't want to see you forget. That one skit with the whole rock, paper, scissors was like actually one of the longest in all of Tales of. Fahrenheit boot up protocol engaged. Status for all components nominal. We're primed for liftoff. At last, we're riding for the Mr. Seat. Just you wait, Creed and Strigov. Please don't let us fall this time. I can't take it anymore. With a wimpy attitude like that, you might as well jump ship now. Force of Thorns, here we come. We're not the only flying fortress anymore, Mr. Seat. A northeast approach will bring us straight to Mr. Seat. The northeast it is. Brainheit, sally forth. Press square in the field to activate Brainheit whenever you... Okay. Yo, finally. I actually want to go around and see if I can get some discovery points and see if I missed some nom coins, because I'm sure I did. So I'm not trying to say that, like, the end of the game is, like, you know, like, basically going to Mississippi. There's probably going to be, like, a bit to do in Mississippi, but I bet you, like, going to Mississippi is probably, like, the chain of, like, oh, end of the game stuff. Boarding procedures. Even if we do find Mississippi, how are we supposed to get inside of it? Obviously, we just ram our way in. I wish I hadn't asked. Shalcedoni, can you explain to these goofballs why we need a rational plan? A rational plan? Like what? I highly doubt Creed built any sort of safe landing pad for visitors. As awful as their plan seems, I have little choice but to concur with Core and Kohaku. Accept it and brace for the worst. Wow, now I really wish I hadn't asked. Knowing the slapdash plan is the rational plan makes it much worse. I want to go around here and like look around for treasure, or not treasure, but nom coins I could have missed. Because I don't know what opens up, but I would like to get all the nom coins. And now that I have an airship, it's like the perfect excuse to actually do that. Without having to do all that, like, sailing. Yeah, I missed a couple of discovery spots. That's not a nom coin, though. Dude, I like that you could just press square. Kind of like the Riards. This is very Riard-esque from Tales of Symphonia. Like, you don't have to, like, physically, like, oh, find your ship. You just press square and it comes at your beck and call. I like that. Very much like how the Riards work. And Baul from Tales of Vesperia works like that. We missed quite a couple of these. Just asking, will you do a post-game stream? I plan to do the post-game. I plan to try the post-game. And from what I'm told, from what I know of the post-game, Tales of normally has post-game dungeons, so there's definitely a post-game dungeon, and I know there's a cameo battle. I don't know who they are, and please don't spoil it. You will be timed out. But, I plan to at least attempt the post-game. I don't want to say I'm going to beat it, because I don't know what I'm getting into, but I want to at least check out the post-game. So yeah, there'll be streams after the main game's done. So I can at least attempt the post-game. Yeah, we're just gonna do this for a bit where I look around for nom coins. Ba 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 bum. All I know about the post-game dungeon is that it exists. I know it exists, and I kind of assumed it did, because I play Tales games a lot, and I know that there's post-game dungeons. In like, basically, especially like every game Symphonia after, there's always been a post-game dungeon. Like, even like, take Xillia for example. Even if Xillia was lacking in content post-game wise, it still had a dungeon. So games like always have a dungeon. So I just kind of assumed it did, and I was like, oh, does it have a post-game dungeon? And I looked it up, it does. But that's all I know. Do not talk about what happens in the post-game dungeon or anything else. I will see everything else when I get to it. I just know that it exists, that's it. And I will at least attempt it. I also know that the cameo battle exists. I don't know who it is, and I don't want to know until I get there. We probably have like, what, 49 coins left in the game? We missed a lot of these discovery points. Rainheight Express. I'll watch the skit. I didn't want to like watch all of them at once. Rainheight sure is fast. With this speed, I could ship packages across the world in no time flat. Forgive my brusqueness, but piloting this craft requires my full concentration. Please refrain from unnecessary chatter. And what perfect timing, just when I was ready to start snuffing up Wanderlust. So what do you think? I'm prepared to offer a very competitive salary. There are many things I still need to do. I do not have time to become involved in your career business. Listen to reason, Shalcedoni. You're dismissing a once-in-a-lifetime business opportunity here. I'm in the middle of a vital mission in which your own life is on the line. But if you absolutely insist, perhaps I can be of some small assistance to you when this is all over. Wonderful. I look forward to doing business with you. I'm gonna regret making that offhand comment for years to come, aren't I? What a skit that was. There are a lot of these we missed. I feel like some of these maybe were like really, either really far or just like really hard to get to, and I just didn't feel like doing it early in the game without Safer Socket bottles. Ba 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 ba. There's a nom coin. These don't respawn, right? I sure hope they don't. They shouldn't respawn, because then that make nom coins like pointless. That make the nom coins like infinite, but there are only 76 according to the game. We gotten at least like 5 so far, so we're doing pretty well. Also, I was thinking about the arena. And I think I could do the arena right now, but I think I'm just going to do it all in post-game. Because someone spoiled to me that the arena linked to the cameo battle. And I still don't know who it is, which is the biggest thing. I'm glad I rather know it links to the arena rather than knowing who it is. Knowing who it is, I really don't want to know. I want to be surprised in that factor. But I do know it links to the cameo battle. Because someone left that out there, which I really would have rather not known, but that's fine. But, so I'm just gonna do all of the arena stuff probably in the post-game. So after the main game, we're just gonna do the arena, and there's a post-game dungeon, and that's, to my knowledge, that's the post-game. Plus, like, playing as Hisui and, I don't know if I'm going to do the arena with everyone. I'm not sure what the cameo battle requires. But, we'll worry about that in post-game. If I want to, there are some new islands I see. You know what? I kind of want to, like, fight here and see if we get some new enemies. Because I don't think we were able to come here before. Oh, third battle theme? I didn't expect a third battle theme. Some Tales games have third battle themes. Some games do have third battle themes. Xillia, Vesperia, but still, they come a lot earlier than this. Maybe we're not as close to the game as I thought we were. Chat did give me a rough estimation, so. Maybe this third battle theme. Although no, now that I think about it, Destiny's third battle theme, the PS2 Destiny, its third battle theme comes like right before the final dungeon. Yeah, third battle theme doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is just how late it came. Also, I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised we didn't get I thought there'd be like another continent in the game because it looks like on the map they could fit one more continent. But I'm pretty sure the game is just like, hey, maybe Mystici isn't just the final dungeon outright. But I'm pretty sure Mystici is basically gonna lead us to the post game, to the end of the game. Like, I think once we go to Mystici, we're like done in Organica. The rest of the game probably takes place on Mystici, and maybe there's like stuff in Mystici. I'm just fighting these new enemies because we haven't been to these islands. And plus, there's some nom coins here. Fair warning, once you get the post game, you're 100% blind, never done the post game. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, if I really need help, but I'll be fine. And second of all, I technically was already blind because you've been really good. You've been good about, like, not spoiling stuff. So, if you think about it, I was kind of blind for this whole game. Plus, we're gonna have to see how the post game is. Post games and Tales games can do two things. They can either be super annoying for a first playthrough, like Grace's. Doing Zone Cage on Grace's on the first playthrough is like really, really difficult and requires a lot of grinding. So it can either be like that, like very unforgiving for first playthroughs, or it could be like Xillia, Arise, Berseria, where it's a lot more doable to be like, oh, finish the main game, you can do the post game, you can handle it. So if I do the post game, it's gonna depend on that. We'll have to see where Tales of Hearts falls on how it handles post game content. Like if you should like grind first or do NG plus first. Because Grace is my favorite Tales game. I love that game to death, but its post game is very like, it assumes you do NG plus to have like a really reasonable time with it. So the Symphonia, I would say. Just a little. Oh no, Symphonia's dungeon is just terrible. You could probably handle Symphonia's post-game dungeon without, you know, without NG+, but it's just really annoying. I just don't like Symphonia's post-game dungeon. Yeah, look at all these islands we never explored, so these are just, like, completely optional. Part of me is like, they could have fit another continent. But Tales of has their fair share of islands. Vesperia specifically. I feel like Vesperia had a lot of islands you didn't go to in the normal game. Like, when you get Baul in Vesperia, you can really, like, go free and, like, look for ingredients, fight new enemies. Getting Baul is, like, a whole new world in Vesperia. Stop this. Oh, dang, I couldn't do the thing. Alright, he died way too soon. Chat, this battle theme isn't bad. Definitely like the first two better. This battle theme's like fine, I don't mind it. I definitely prefer the I think the second battle theme is my favorite. Even then, though, I prefer the first battle theme as well. This is definitely my least favorite Hearts battle theme in the game. It's not terrible, though. It's pretty good. I easily prefer the first two, though. Yo, 6,700? Could that have not been 6,900? That would have been great. Apparently something's up with Gaul in the post-game. I didn't think the post-game really had story. Is there like a story arc for post-game like in Grace's? Oh my word. I hope not. I mean, no, not I hope not. I don't want to make it sound like that, but that'd be surprising. I'd be heavily surprised if there was something like Lineage and Legacies. Although, no, I doubt it. Because then chat wouldn't say like, oh, you're that close with the game. Chat would probably assume this post-game. Maybe there's just like cutscenes in the dungeon is probably what you're saying to reveal stuff, to maybe go into Gaul a little more. I mean, I still feel the same way about Gaul, because if everything about Gaul is in the post game, then I'm still the same opinion of him.